This is Seth with Topshelf Records, hanging out in our lounge, and you're checking out InsidePunk.com. I'm Seth D. I co-run Topshelf Records with my coworker Kevin, who can't be here today, and we're from Massachusetts.
So what got you thinking about doing a record label?
Playing in a band with Kevin and another person named Dan that we all kind of were friends, and we thought it'd be a great idea to put an album out like for our band. That's what got us started in thinking, and since then things have just been rolling. We threw the idea around in, let's see, September of '05. Yeah, September '05, and we became official in February '06, sorry. And so basically we've been just about a year.
So how many bands do you guys work with?
Currently work with 3 bands: Mahler, Aeroplane 1929, and Stand Up Get Down.
When did you guys get in touch with those bands?
When we first started, we put out an album for Six Finger. Well, we helped to push that album. That was the band that Kevin, Dan, and I were in. And we initially signed Aeroplane 1929. And that's basically what got us most of our initial connections and contacts.
What sets you apart from other labels?
Oh man, we try to be as close to our artists as possible. We're friends with them, on top of also being business partners. We talk about how's school going, how's this going. It's a connection that we want to give our artists, that they feel safe. We're the Top Shelf Squad, and everyone that's part of it knows it and feels it.
What's the hardest part of running a label?
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't realize. Some people think, oh, you sign a band and then you're set. You put the album out and that's it. But putting the album out, there's a lot more to it. A lot of marketing that goes with it, a lot of promotion that goes with it. It's a lot. All the behind the scenes, I think, is the hardest part to it that people just don't realize, and you don't really see gets done.
What's the most satisfying part?
Oh man, anytime we get something new shipped to us with the logo on it is absolutely awesome. Seeing any of our bands at a show, that's a little perk, definitely.
So what's your biggest accomplishment so far?
Well, let's see. I think, honestly, so far, I think our biggest accomplishment has been trying to do everything we can to make a name for ourselves in the area. We're from Western Mass, and I think it's pretty safe to say that most people in the area at least know who we are or have at least heard of us. But there's going to be nothing but big stuff coming up. We already have 31 dates confirmed for Warped Tour for 2007, and it's only going to be nothing but good stuff from there.
When did you get started on Warped Tour?
Last year we started on Warped Tour. We did about a 3-week stint and kind of just basically pulled every connection that we've made over the past 7 years of being in music to get anything that we could to get on Warped Tour. And for about those 3 weeks we set up tents and we set up stages, and we were almost like a hired hand to be able to become part of it. And now this year we're 100% legit. We don't have to set up stages to get in now, so it's definitely a big stride in the right direction.
What are your views or opinions on mainstream music and the music industry these days?
Oh, it's tough. It's definitely a tough question. What my opinions are. I think mainstream is overdone. It's drawn out. I think that they don't look at the people. There's so much talent out there. There's so much talent that gets missed. Honestly, I wish we had so much money to help every band that we thought musically deserved to get put out. And there's bands out there that bust their ass and do everything they possibly can, and sometimes they don't catch a break and that's it. And meanwhile, the mainstream is just some bands catch breaks, some bands they know someone and that's it. And I guess that, you know, that is part of the industry where if you know someone, it's almost as important or more important than the actual music you're putting out.
So if you had a crystal ball, what do you think it would say about the future of Topshelf Records?
If I shook it, I hope it would say not bankrupt. As of right now, that's not the case. I would honestly like to say that the future of Topshelf Records is something that people in the area can be proud of. We support. We're an indie rock label, but we support everyone, and I think if the future of it can become known that that's what we stand for, and we're about building a scene, and it's not do it yourself, it's do it together, and we're all in it together. Anything that we do that helps other people out, and it's not just us.
Do you have advice for anyone starting a label or just whatever they want to do in the music industry?
All right, I guess that's kind of like a two-parter. Advice for starting a label is do it with something you're proud of and something that you're willing to put a lot of time in. Be it a friend's band, a band that you think is totally awesome, and do it because you want to help them out. Don't do it because you put some numbers on a spreadsheet and you might be able to make some money. I think at the end of the day, if you can look at it and be happy with what you've done, that's definitely one of the biggest things for me. I would say if you want to do anything with music, be it in a band, anything with a venue, start as early as possible. Get involved as much as possible. Do anything. You have a friend's band that you love, make calls for them. Make contacts and talk to people. Just talk to people. You never know. I mean, geez, before New Found Glory was huge, they played in a little warehouse in Western Mass, and you never know who you talk to, and you never know what you can do.
Do you have any final thoughts? Those are some pretty good thoughts.
I love music. Oh man, I would say a final thought is be proud of what you do at the end of the day. If you're happy with it and you're enjoying it and having a fun time, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be playing music. When we're from Massachusetts, and you gotta go with the flow. I don't know, I was gonna say something like you're not, but whatever. I can do that one again. That was pretty stupid.